All right, real quick, what's going on, y'all? Just passing on some information if you're not aware of it. The fuel pump modules for SUVs. I have a 2022 Chevy Tahoe, and going up the highway the other day, this module gave out, and it was not distributing the fuel necessary for my vehicle to keep running. I was doing between 65 and 70 miles an hour up the highway, and luckily it was a straight shot going across the overpass, and there wasn't a lot of traffic. I was in the middle lane, matter of fact, and when this took place, it felt like I took my foot off the gas. All I noticed that my speed started dropping, the vehicle started slowing down, and even though I had my foot on the gas, nothing was happening. So luckily, I kept my wits. I didn't freak out, and I just let it coast until I seen a opening in the highway. I turned my hazard lights on, and then I eased my way over to the right and got myself over on the shoulder to keep myself out the way of traffic. But so this is something that is taking place, and it's something that is very serious. And the reason why I say it's very serious is because the shop, I took it back to the manufacturer, right? And I was told that they had changed out at least 6 this week. It is May 10th today, and they changed out at least 6 this week. And they had others that they had worked on prior, and they had even the Cadillac SUVs where they had to go inside and change out the engines because stuff is not operating as it should with these SUVs. So just giving you a heads up, if you are unaware of this, you may want to check with the dealership. If you have a brand new one, let them know you ran across this video, and let them know that I have let people know that you have other vehicles also that have gone through this. And just because yours hasn't doesn't mean it won't. Ran across a couple this morning as I was leaving, and their car was pulled over to the side. It was a Yukon 2022. And so I got curious because they had their flashers on, and they were just about to pull up to the light as far as being able to turn left, and their car stopped. Their vehicle stopped. So I went back, made a U-turn. I came back to them, and I said, let me guess, your vehicle just stopped on you, right? And they said, yeah, it just stopped. And I said, yeah, the same thing happened with mine, and it was on the highway, and luckily I was able to keep myself safe and not be taken out by something, or either get somebody else hurt, because when it does, it's weird. It's almost like nothing is going to your vehicle. Everything is operational except you can't get fuel to the engine to keep it started. You get what I'm saying? So that is what took place. So not trying to scare anybody, but keep an open mind to this situation. If you have a youngster, somebody that you gave a brand new vehicle to because you have the money for that reason, just think of something like that that could take place. We're always talking about safety of seat belts, airbags that can deploy, things like that. This is something else that is very serious as well, because the only thing I thought about when I was on the highway was we have 18-wheelers that roll that highway. We have other things that roll that highway. People with their boats on the back of their RVs and things like that use that highway. And the only thing I thought about was if I had freaked out and just hit my brakes, that truck was going to stop. It wasn't going to run. Once I got it to the side, that is when it shut off and I couldn't get it started again. So just imagine if I'm on the highway and I just stopped right there in that middle lane because I freaked out under pressure and I didn't handle it the way it should have been handled, and somebody else coming up the highway on their phone doing whatever. You know, it could be foggy. Anything could have took place. Luckily, it was cleared that day, but I'm letting you know how serious this really is. To see and feel and be witnessing and be involved with that was something that made me feel like, even though they told me my truck was ready today, I didn't even go pick it up. I really didn't. I left it over there because there was no reason for it to be over there, not for that reason. And I felt like I just did not even want it. I didn't even want the truck anymore, right? So because of the safety reason, that is very, very unsafe if this part is that important and it can cause your whole truck to shut down and you have no speed, and then somebody come flying out of nowhere that can't stop. And even if they do maneuver out the way, that causes a chain reaction real quick. And the only thing I thought about was how something happens and people never know the real deal of what took place, right? We always hear stuff on the news, we always see stuff on the news, and then we never know exactly how it happened. And then something is added in there, and then we say, oh, they probably this or they probably that. No, I'm letting you know right now. No alcohol, nothing wrong, just the truck shut down. That is what took place. And it's not just mine, it's a lot of the trucks that are doing it, SUVs. If you go online, check Google, and then just put in the fuel pump. I can't even think of the name again, but it's fuel pump for the SUVs. And that part is, they say, because it could be corrosion, it could be something gets in there, wiring burn up, or anything can cause that to happen. Overheating or whatever it is that can cause that to happen. Well, if that can cause that to happen, then what do we do, even though we changed it out? But do we know if this part is going to be a success in the place of that one you just replaced? Is it the same manufacturer? Who's getting the blame for this, right? Is it going to take for somebody to really get hurt, right? If not already, and we just don't know about it. But if somebody did get hurt, then it's going to be a problem. And they should be answering for that. It shouldn't, even if it's a recall, if it's not a recall, then it should be, because I never received a letter on it. I never received a letter. I received a letter about a recall they told me about, and they never got the part in, and it wasn't nothing that was very important that was going to make or break the truck. It was just something that they knew they wanted to change out. And I said, well, when you get it in, let me know. But I never got a recall on that, because if I knew that, I probably would have parked that truck and just would have left it there, because I got 2 vehicles, and I just would have left that thing there until something like that happened. Because if you don't have fuel, then you don't want to be in a situation like that, especially when down here in South Texas, it's nothing really but highway. That's really what it is. You got the main in and out is the highway here. So just passing it on, because I thought it was important enough to put that out to other drivers, other people that own these SUVs. They're beautiful trucks, but they got some bugs in them. They got some bugs in them. So with that said, I think I said enough. I think you know where I'm going with that. Do your research yourself, and then talk to your manufacturers, talk to the dealerships in the service departments, and then find out if they got other SUVs as well in their area that's doing the same thing, and that'll give you the heads up. So with that said, this is Al. I'm out. Peace.